What you waiting on, bud?
Oh, my bad. I couldn't tell. This light's like kind of throwing me off. Well, hello everyone. Welcome to Pick and Roll with the Presley Bros. I got thrown off there. If you probably no one saw it, but I'll go ahead and admit we had a little technical difficulties when we first started off the video, so we had to reset and restart. But welcome in. We had a huge week of college basketball, as you all know. It's called Feast Week. A great slate of teams and players, and it was just a lot of games we need to react to. I said we could go for 2 hours.
We can go for 3.
Yeah,
3.
But for time's sake, we're not going to go that long.
Yeah.
Thank y'all for being here. Tell your friends about us. Subscribe to the show. It doesn't do anything to you. It just helps us out. We're trying to grow this channel. So please follow along with us and share it with everyone you come in contact with.
Okay, scoot over because that light's going to get in your face. I'm just saying it. That light's going to get in your face.
Yeah, it is bothering me a little bit already just because I can see it.
Yeah.
On that.
So appreciate you guys joining in. Really do. We're kind of flustered here because we had some technical difficulties. Anyways, Players Era Championship, man, that was the big tournament for Feast Week. We talked about that last week. There was a lot of crazy matchups. Michigan ends up taking the crown. We'll talk about that. They looked insanely good. But what I wanted to talk about before we broke down the games, Dalton, was actually the format of this tournament.
Yes.
What do you think about this format? And maybe explain a little bit, and I can explain some too.
Yeah. So I don't like the fact that you go in. We had 4 undefeated teams in Kansas, Tennessee, Gonzaga, and Michigan.
After the first 2 days, there's 2 days of games where your opponent is already determined for you.
Yes.
And then after that, there was 4 undefeated teams.
So Tennessee and Kansas played for the 3rd place game, and Gonzaga and Michigan played for the championship, even though all those teams were undefeated. But the reason why is because they decided that whoever outscored their opponents the most was going to go to the championship game. So it didn't matter that you won. It was, okay, there's undefeated teams. So now we're going to decide it by, Michigan outscored their opponents by a combined 1,070.
So
they're automatically in. Gonzaga had to score, if I remember correctly, they had to beat
they beat Alabama by like 10.
Yes.
And then they beat Maryland, I believe it was.
But they had to beat Maryland
by 39.
They had to beat Maryland only by 13. If they beat Maryland by 13 or more, they would have been in the championship game, and they killed Maryland.
Yeah.
So it's just not really fair to me. I think it should have been Kansas versus Michigan for the championship game.
Because those 2 undefeated, they were the undefeated teams who won those games.
They were the 2 undefeated teams, and then they could have come together and played yesterday or today if you want to take a break for Thanksgiving. Yeah. And then that should have been the championship. I mean, out of those 2 teams, I would have taken Michigan if it was Michigan versus Kansas, especially the way they looked.
Michigan was going to win.
Especially the way they looked against Gonzaga and Auburn, and we're going to talk about that later.
I don't love the format either because, like, most tournaments are just a regular tournament format where it's like you win and then you progress through the bracket against the other teams that win. So Players Era Festival, they determine your first 2 opponents. There's 18 teams. So everybody got to play. There was 9 games, 2 days. You got to play, 2 opponents that were already predetermined for you.
Yeah.
And one of my problems that we mentioned in that last video before we had to restart it was, like, for example, Kansas had a really easy draw, in my opinion, against Notre Dame the first day, then Syracuse.
Yeah, that's super easy.
Like, that's not – Syracuse looked actually decent against Houston. I'm not going to lie. But
then fell off.
Yeah, they're not going to be a great team there. Like, whereas, like, Auburn, for example, had Oregon, not a great team, but they're okay. And then Michigan the second day. Like, that's way harder. And, like, even if Auburn were to have beaten Michigan, which it wasn't even close, there's no way they're going to be outscoring Michigan by 20 or 30. Mm-hmm. Again, it's not just based on if you win the games in the Players Era Festival. You play 2 games. It's not just about winning them. It's about winning them and winning them convincingly, because there's going to be multiple undefeated teams. Yeah. And so they go to not just your record, they go to how your scoring margin, how bad did you defeat the other teams that you played. And since it was Gonzaga and Michigan who had outscored their opponents by more, they got to be in the championship game. Again, I don't like that because, some teams are going to get easier draws than others. And the second part about that is I think it incentivizes teams to destroy other teams, not just beat them, but, like, don't let off the gas pedal. Like, Maryland, man, they're terrible.
Oh,
I'm sorry.
they're bad.
Like
They're just bad.
Gonzaga beat them like a drum by 39, and it's like you didn't really. I mean,
Yeah.
you didn't have to do
Didn't
that.
have
Like,
to.
anyways, but then again, I think some coaches said it made them stay focused the entire game.
Yeah.
Still, I like if it was just a normal like NCAA tournament. Your first opponent is determined, but then you've got to work your way through a bracket.
Yeah.
So
And I
that
think-
shadow is just going to keep working its way on.
Yeah,
you just
it
because-
is.
Sorry, bud.
It's okay. I think also that if they expand it next year, which they're talking about doing to what, 32 teams? So if it's 32 teams, I think they definitely need to move it to just like a mini March Madness because there's 64 teams in March Madness. That's half of the teams. So you just do,
put them in there and let them go.
Yes. And
The
have
problem is, how long is that tournament going to go?
Oh,
With
yeah.
32 teams.
That's true.
And like, can you play that many games in a back to back to back?
Yeah, because your team is exhausted.
Like, I don't know, man. That's going to be.
Yeah,
I'm
that's a good
interested in
point.
seeing what they do. I just don't like that format of,
Yeah.
hey, it's about scoring margin, you know,
Mhm.
to get you to the championship game. Because it's like Tennessee looked to me to be the best team overall and out of the first 2 days.
Yeah.
And then they get to play for the third place game. Now they lost, but
Somehow they lost again.
but still. Anyways,
We'll talk about that.
we'll move on.
Real quickly, I was just going to say we might can mention just who won Battle for Atlantis. We talked about those. Like we kind of predicted them. We
Okay,
can just talk about
just
who won those real fast.
Talk about that, and then we'll come back to
Yeah.
the Players Era.
So real fast, Tucker was right. Vanderbilt won Battle for Atlantis.
They look pretty good, man.
Yeah, they do. They're number 24, and they're pretty solid. Still undefeated.
They're 11 in Ken Palm as of today.
Wow.
11.
Wow.
So,
That's really
I got 'em
impressive,
right
actually.
here, so.
Yeah, they killed St. Mary's 96-71. And USC surprisingly won Maui Invitational over Arizona State, who I picked. I was very sad because I was just so close.
I didn't think USC was going to win it because we talked about earlier.
Yeah.
They went to like triple OT with Troy, the real Trojans.
Yes.
And
Go Troy.
Yeah. Go Troy. They went to triple OT and won on a garbage buzzer beater.
Yeah.
I mean, that USC dude just threw up a random shot and he made it, of course.
Yeah,
I
they
think it
played-
banked it in.
They played really well, and Chad Baker-Massara, 27 years old, still playing in college basketball, played really well again.
How old is he for real? He's got to be like 25.
He's 26 or 27. Like seriously,
No.
I'm serious. He's
Look
older
that
than. I'm
up.
pretty sure he's older than me.
Okay. All
Let me
right.
look it
So
up.
that was Battle for Atlantis. Dalton. All right, I won that one. And Battle for Atlantis was Vandy. And USC was Maui.
So
Again, those tournaments have been diluted significantly.
He'll turn 26 January. So he's 25 right now.
Wow. That's crazy. Okay.
Yeah.
Back to the Players Era. Day one was November 24th. To me, the best game was Houston versus Syracuse. And then you could probably say St. John's and Iowa State
Yeah.
was the second best game. And then maybe, an interesting one was Gonzaga and Alabama, although it wasn't as close towards the end. It was close the whole game until the very end. I got to give it to Syracuse for fighting back in that game.
Man.
I did not expect them. Like they were down pretty much the whole game. And with a few minutes left, they're down by 10 points. And they
Yeah.
fought back, got it to overtime. Houston was just too much. But you got to give it to them for fighting in that game. It's weird not seeing Jim Boeheim still on the sidelines. So,
With 2:32 left, they were down 67-58, and they tied it.
that's
67-67 with 20 seconds left.
Houston
22 seconds left to go. So with 2
I
minutes,
don't know how they let them.
in 2 minutes, they went on a 9-0 run.
Yeah. And they hit some big shots.
Yeah, and then unfortunately, I mean, I was always root for the underdog. If I don't care about them, if I don't care about the team, I always root for the underdog. So I was going for Syracuse there, just hoping that
I was
hoping to see some shockers.
I was shocked that they especially considering what they did the next day.
Yeah,
Getting absolutely skull drug
yeah.
by they didn't get not by Kansas, but the third day by Iowa State.
They
Just
got destroyed
absolutely
by Iowa State. Yeah.
But anyways, hats off to them for keeping it close. And I'm just kind of wonder about Houston.
Oh,
I picked them as my champion, and I'm
did.
now starting to think like that was not the best. But I'm going to stick with it for now. They found a way to win that game, but man, they lost to Tennessee, the next day, and then they did beat Notre Dame on that final day. But I don't know. They look kind of off that, and that letting Syracuse get back in that game at the end. Go back and look at that if you don't mind. What was the team stats there? I'm just kind of curious to see some of those team stats. Left my iPad behind, so I have printed out a few things here. But.
So Houston shot 36%. Syracuse shot 43%. Syracuse shot 26% from three, while Houston shot 41% from three.
Yeah.
Rebounds was 49-43. So nothing too crazy there.
I was just curious.
I'm trying to see
what
if
about
there's
the turnovers.
Turnovers tied with 13.
That's a lot.
So,
that's more than I thought. It's not a ton. But.
Not bad. Points off turnovers. Houston had 21. Syracuse had 14.
There's a big difference.
And points in the paint, though, surprisingly, 38 to Syracuse, only 24 for Houston.
Wow. They were getting some points from the three.
I'm actually really surprised.
What about the
by
rebounding?
That. Rebounding, 49-43. Houston.
We talked
I said that a second ago. Free throws. Houston made 19. Oh, this was where it was.
Okay.
19 to 27, 70%. Syracuse shot 41%, 12 of 29. 41%, 12 of 29.
Dude.
I mean, you just shoot
atrocious.
You shoot 50% there, you win the game.
Oh my goodness
According
gracious.
to the way it played out.
Wow.
For the way it played out.
That's bad.
Yeah.
I don't know if I've ever 41.
41.
All right, well, there's Syracuse.
Yeah, that's the game.
Yeah.
That's the game right there.
Okay.
I forgot about that.
But that was a great way they clawed back in there, and shooting that bad from the free throw line, you still get it there against a pretty solid Houston team.
Yeah, Houston is good.
So,
I mean, they're always going to be pretty solid, especially under Kelvin Sampson.
Yeah. St. John's, Iowa State was another interesting one. We said that was going to be one of the best matchups, and it went down to the wire. It was a 1-point game.
Mm-hmm.
But in the end, it was, Iowa State who came up big, came up clutch, got the rebounds they needed to get. St. John's missed some big shots down the stretch there. Iowa State ended up taking out. That was my team.
Yeah.
That was kind of a surprise team, and they beat St. John's by 1 point, 83-82.
Yeah, you picked Iowa State there, and I picked St. John's, unfortunately.
Iowa State's all the way up to 4 in KenPom, by the way.
Yeah.
Number 3 defensive rating, not shocking.
Yeah,
they're always good on defense.
Very good.
Number 15 offensively. That's solid. St. John's is steadily moving down. They're at 4-3 already this season.
Yeah.
They're 30 on defense and 7 on offense. And I don't know if I even buy that.
Yeah.
7 on offense.
The game was really close. I think there wasn't. I think just towards the end, Iowa State played harder. It just seemed like they were playing harder, and they kind of wanted it more. And that's what got the win.
St. John's had their chances to win it.
Definitely.
Just Iowa State just came up clutch in the end, and they just got some veteran guys like, again, Tamin Lipsey, the Momcilovic guy, the Joshua Jefferson. They've got guys who've been there, who've done that. There was going to be a solid team this year.
Yeah, Momcilovic had 13, went 8 of 13 overall.
See their leading scorer?
Yes.
See, they just have like a balanced. They have like a balanced attack.
I will say something that hurt St. John's pretty badly was Dylan Darling, their main point guard, who kind of takes care of the offense. He got out because he fouled out. It was late in the game, but that still hurts your team a lot when you have your main ball handler out. It's just kind of hard to get back into the flow of the game. Yeah. So we can move on here.
That was an interesting game.
Sorry, we've talked a lot about those games. But.
Well, that's okay. It's all right. Gonzaga, Alabama. I did want to touch on that real quick. Just we talked about Alabama a lot, but we're Alabama fans.
Yeah.
But that was an interesting game. Alabama was in the game the entire time. And he even took the lead a couple times, I believe, in the second half, I remember correctly. And it just, with I think it was the under 4 timeout even, it was only like a 2-point game. And then Gonzaga ended up just taking over. And not a shock, Alabama continued to struggle with the big men. Graham Ike had a good game.
Yeah.
Braden Huff had a good game. Gonzaga just down the stretch made the plays they needed to make. And listen, I think this is a good team. Yeah. And I told you earlier, I think they have a really high floor, meaning I don't think they're going to lose to the bad teams this year. I can see them kind of handling the bad teams, but with the higher competition, I think they're going to be inconsistent. I could see them winning some big games. They already have. I could see them winning some big games in the SEC and losing some big games in the SEC.
Yeah.
The guard play is so key. And Aiden Holloway played really bad in this game. And Phylon can't do it on his own.
Yeah.
Phylon was insane in this game.
Yep, career high.
He got whatever he wanted. 29 points.
29.
Anything he wanted, he got all night long. And he can't do it alone, though. Like, Holloway was just bad. Reitzel being out hurts.
Yeah.
Reitzel him being out hurts. But still, they had a chance to win that game. And Gonzaga, just took it over at the end.
Yeah, I mean, I picked Gonzaga not because I'm just trying to pick them because I'm an Alabama fan. But I actually didn't think they would handle the big man, and the rebound was 48-36, Gonzaga. Offensive rebounds 20-13, and that's really what killed them. Nate Oates even said, I forgot to save this quote. He said something along the lines here of, we're just not a very tough rebounding team, and we're not going to be able to compete with the high-level teams until we can get that fixed.
Yeah, got to get it.
I'm kind of paraphrasing there, but it was something really close to that, and he's exactly right. You can't win if you
they
rebound
could
the
have
ball.
won that game. I mean, it was right there. It just they faded towards the end, and it's like Phylon can't do it all.
Yeah.
Somebody else has to step up and hit big shots.
Yeah, let me just look at this real quick.
I wonder the 3-point percentage in that game for Alabama.
3-point percentage, Alabama shot 31%, so not great. Gonzaga shot 27.
Yee.
Yeah,
they just
but
killed him in the paint.
Braden Huff had 18. Graham Ike had 21. Tyon Grant Foster
He was good.
had 21 as well.
Those are all their big guys. That's it.
Aiden Holloway, 13 points, but 2 of 10 from 3.
Yeah, he just struggled.
LeBaron,
That's not as bad as I thought. Like his point total, I thought he had worse than that.
Yeah, Aiden Sherrill probably had one of his best games. Had 14, 6-9 overall.
He played well in the tournament.
Yes.
I thought he played really well.
Yeah.
We need him.
Yeah,
to keep
but
doing that.
Amari Allen has been really good for Alabama as well. He had 14.
Yeah,
he had
really
14, 2 of 4 from 3.
I like Amari.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of his as well. But hopefully these guys they missed. I don't know if you know. Obviously, we're Alabama fans, so we know this. But Latrell Reitzel didn't play, and Jalil Bethea isn't playing still either. So that's 2 guards who would get a lot of playing
We
time.
need to get those guys back.
One of them probably would start over Houston Millette, if I had to guess, because Latrell Reitzel has started.
Latrell Reitzel will start.
Or Jalil Bethea might start.
Yeah.
But
We'll see.
like you can't win the game by yourself. Basketball it's just not possible.
Phylon was on fire, and nobody else seemed to be offensively consistent in that game. And with Alabama struggles with rebounding and the big men, it's just too much for him in the end. So the second day, Dalton, there was really one game. The matchups were so much worse on the second day. I think what they tried to do was try to give everybody a quote-unquote easy game or a game they could handle, and then a really tough game. Didn't work out perfectly, but Houston and Tennessee was a great game.
A great game.
Really good game. I wasn't able to watch the game, but I went back and watched like the condensed highlights. Houston came out firing. Dude, they were hitting like everything. They were scorching from 3, it looked like, and they were hitting some big shots, but Tennessee stayed in there, and ended up pulling it out in the end.
Yeah.
So that was a really, really big time, high level game. I mean, that looked like some high level basketball, just like the back and forth and taking the punches and giving the punches. That was a really, really good game.
I got to watch most of it. I got to watch most of that game, and I think the difference was really one guy, Bishop Boswell. I don't know if you've heard of him or not. He's
on Tennessee.
Yes.
He's good. He's a good player.
He hustled so hard, played an incredible defense all night on whoever he was guarding. I mean, whoever he was guarding, that guy would struggle to score.
Yeah.
And I think he was the main difference of that game. And obviously Jacoby Gillespie is going to be good every single night. I mean, he had 22. He went 5 of 16, but still had 22.
Well, he went 9 of 9 from free throws.
Yeah.
And that's big. Listen to this, Dalton. Free throw disparity. 23 of 29 for Tennessee.
That's really good.
8 of 11 for Houston.
Wow.
8 of 11 is a good percentage, but like they only shot 11 to Tennessee's 29. They more than doubled. They're closer to tripling their free throw total. I mean, listen to this. There's a foul disparity. 21 for Houston, 15 for Tennessee.
Oof.
But they had an 11-point lead in this game, and Tennessee's largest was 6. So Tennessee just kept fighting those free throws, got them back in the game, and rebounding was really close.
Nothing really too far off there. I mean,
it was free throws were the difference.
They're two very similar teams, as I said on Monday. These two teams are very similar.
I like Tennessee's offensive
I do
offensive
too.
ceiling this year compared to previous years.
I do as well. And if you think, I don't know who you would call Houston's second best player, whether it's Milos Uzan, Emmanuel Sharp, or Chris Sinak. I think Kingston Flemings has shown that he's probably the best player this year as of right now. That's my opinion. But Chris Sinak, either way, had 5. You can't have 5. You can't have 5 from one of your better players, 5-star freshman. Yeah, you just can't allow that. I mean, Kingston Fleming, just letting you know,
he went 10 of 15,
averaging 15 points a game.
Yeah, he's a great freshman.
Yeah, I mean, they're not incredible, but
I think their most important player is Milos Uzan. That's just
Emmanuel Sharp is averaging 16. Milos Uzan is averaging 13.
Okay.
Yep. And
but I think he's their most important player. Yeah. Like he just makes the biggest difference. He's the biggest leader. But anyway, Houston's going to be a good team. Tennessee, I think is really. I picked both of these teams in the Final Four. Like this could be a Final Four rematch for me. But that's a really, really high level game right there.
We won't talk about this much, but Michigan versus Auburn. I had Michigan in my Final Four. I didn't think they were going to be as good as they've shown the past week at least, but they beat Auburn 102-72. And I'll go ahead and say the next game too. They beat Gonzaga 101-61. So they outscored their opponents by 70 points.
Michigan was easily the most impressive team in this tournament. Not even close.
Yeah, that game wasn't close besides the beginning. Either game from when it was 0-0, they didn't play well.
I mean,
after that,
you beat Auburn by 30, and then you go into the championship game and you beat Gonzaga by 40.
Yeah,
I mean it's unbelievable. 101-61.
Yeah, they had against Auburn. Against Auburn, they had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 guys in double digits. So that game, it was just an all-around beatdown, and the same thing with Gonzaga.
Listen to this, Dalton. In the Gonzaga-Michigan game, this is the championship game, by the way. The 2 best teams in this Players Era Festival.
Yeah, and I picked Gonzaga.
60% field goal percentage for Michigan, 48% from 3.
Yeah.
They did have 14 turnovers, but they out-rebounded them by 44-38. But 60% field goal percentage and 48%. Gonzaga shot 34 total percentage and 14% from 3.
Woo!
But listen to this. 13 of 27 from 3.
Yikes.
36 of 60 overall field goals.
That's impressive.
And Gonzaga went 3 of 22 from 3.
That is really bad. 3 of 22 is atrociously bad. And in that game, Graham Ike, 1 single point. 1 single point. I mean, if you were a betting person and you would have betted that Graham Ike, I don't know if that was a line, but let's just say you would have bet that Graham Ike would have had 1 point, that would have been like plus 1,000, 1,000,000 actually, because he's easily their best player.
I don't know.
So
that was wild how bad Michigan just thoroughly dominated Gonzaga. And even when Gonzaga at the end of the first half was making a few buckets, Braden Huff was making a few of those little push shots that he's good at. It didn't matter. You knew Michigan was in control of this game. They looked so good. Look, listen. I said they were overrated a couple of episodes ago. Here's why. It makes no sense to me. They only beat Wake Forest by 1 in overtime, Michigan. And then they went and almost lost to TCU.
Only won by 4.
And they were losing the whole game until the very end. So I looked at them and I was like, I mean, TCU and Wake Forest aren't world beaters. They're not going to be championship contenders. And so if Michigan's struggling this bad, they're going to lose for sure. And then they come out and they do this insane stuff.
Well, what's 40 plus 70? Can you do that?
40 plus 70?
Yeah, 110.
Well, you do 30. It's 110.
Okay, that's what I thought.
30 is 100.
So they outscored their opponents 110 if you count San Diego State. And the whole players
what would they beat?
40.
They beat San Diego State by 40?
Yeah, 54-94. So Michigan outscored their opponents total 110, which is insane.
You talk about point differential.
Yeah.
They're like, hey, we'll do it, guys.
We got you. We got
you on the point differential.
Yes.
Goodness gracious. They just beat the living daylights out of everybody they play.
Yeah, and Joe Lunardi's really high on Michigan. He
picked Michigan for everything.
Yeah. Super high on them, and right now that it looks pretty good.
He picked Yaxel Lindenborg Player of the Year, Dusty May Coach of the Year, Final Four and champions. Michigan.
Yeah.
I mean, everything. Anyways, So that's the Players Era Festival. And Michigan dominated. They look really,
Yeah.
really good. Yaxel Lindeborg is looking great.
Mm-hmm.
But Ade Mara is fantastic.
Yeah. He's
great player.
He's pretty solid.
They've got
he's not going to score a lot for you, but he had 13 points against Gonzaga, but and only 4 rebounds, but he just like holds it down in there because he's 7'3".
He's a good player.
So
man. They've got Elliot Cadeau, who didn't look great.
Namari Burnett
looked good in that game. Man, Michigan dominated, and I mean, I think this team is going to be a 1 seed in the tournament. Just looking at it now, and I mean, my overrated words don't sound too great right now. I still think they're going to lose. They're going to lose some games. What do you want to look at now?
Do we want to talk about from Players Era some more, or no? Move on?
I think we can move on. I mean, like, it was impressive to see Auburn beat St. John's. That was really impressive. They were down by 9 at half, fought back, destroyed them in the second half.
Yeah.
They could not stop Todd Pettiford in that game.
No, he had 27.
And I think Auburn's going to go as Pettiford goes.
Yeah.
How he plays is how they're going to go this season. He played really well. They won the game. They've struggled a little bit with inconsistency.
I would agree with that 100%
this season. But anyways, that Players Era tournament had some good matchups. Weird format. They're looking at changing it, by the way. They are.
Oh, okay.
They're looking at changing it, so that's good.
They need to for sure.
Definitely need to do that. So that's a Players Era tournament. Michigan are the champions, and they get an extra $1 million. They went home with $2 million.
Michigan goes home with $2 million.
So,
that's a nice incentive there to go play that in the first place. But,
okay, TCU beat Florida.
Yeah.
TCU beat Florida. Was this last night or 2 nights ago?
That was
2 nights ago.
Thursday night.
Yeah.
So last night.
I have said, this is the 3rd time I'm going to say this now, and this is coming true. I think that Florida, people are just too high on Florida to begin the season. That's me.
I think so.
I am not that high on Florida, and I'm going to repeat what I've said 1,000,000 times. When you lose a Player of the Year candidate in Walter Clayton Jr., who is one of the best shot makers ever, when you lose an athletic animal and defensive beast in Elijah Martin, and you miss a two-way player, a strong two-way player in Will Richard, you miss all 3 of those guys. You don't just, I know that's getting in your face. I'm sorry,
I'm trying to get that sun out of my face.
You don't just replace that and
you're
good to go. Like, Xavier Lee is not panning out great. He's okay, but not great. Boogie Fland is a good player, but he's not Walter Clayton. He's not Elijah Martin. He's not even Will Richard.
No.
Like, you don't just replace those guys and be okay.
Yeah.
Yes, Alec Condon's good. Chinyelu is good. These other guys that return, they're good players. But those guys are not like big-time scorers. Condon's not going to get you 25 a night or even 20 a night.
He had 8 against TCU.
He's not even going to get you 15 a night. Neither is Chinyelu. Like,
Alex Condon averaging
10 a game.
He's actually averaging 15.7, surprisingly.
Okay, I'm wrong on that.
I'm surprised by that.
I'm shocked by that. But, like, he's not going to get you more than that a night for sure.
Chinyelu is 11.
Okay, but, again, neither of them are ever going to go for 30.
Yeah, no.
And that you had guys last year who could.
Yeah.
So, I don't know, man. And that TCU lost to New Orleans. Okay? Lost to New Orleans. And I know that upsets happen, and that doesn't always mean, that doesn't mean New Orleans is going to go beat Florida. But, like, TCU's not a great team.
Yeah, well, and I said this to you about Xavier Lee, that graphic. He's averaging 7.2 points per game on 22% field goal percentage. Yikes. And someone was saying that the difference between Ivy League and SEC is huge, which it is. It is. And now, I didn't think he'd be as bad as he's shown right now. Nothing against Xavier Lee. I think he's a good player. I just don't think he has quite made the transition yet, and maybe he will. But I totally agree with you that Florida is just their best player is definitely Thomas Houck, or however you pronounce his name. Yeah, I didn't even
say Thomas Houck. He's the best. What's he averaging?
He's averaging 18 a game.
Okay. Houck, I think he's the most consistent player. But again, he's not even one he can't do what like a Walter Clayton can do.
No.
He's never going to go out and drop 35 or 30. I'd be shocked if he did.
They're only up 5 against right now. They're playing. Oh no, they're up 8 now. They were just up 5. They're up 8 against Providence, who's not good at all.
TCU's down at 58, by the way, in KenPom. Florida's dropped now to 16. They've got a 26 offensive rating and an 8 defensive rating. I wouldn't be shocked to see that offensive rating drop even further.
Oh, honestly.
You don't lose those guys, and
Yeah.
it just works out okay. I mean, Thomas Houck is a great player. Chinyalu's a great player. Condon's a great player. Boogie Flynn is good. Xavier Lee is good. But, like, it's just not – this is not a championship contender to me.
Yeah, I mean, I honestly thought they were until
I never saw that.
I did. I thought with those three guys coming in, those two guys coming in, I was like, man, you're pretty much replacing. You're not making the same replacement, but I was like, these guys are really good.
I don't think Boogie Flynn's that good.
But I mean,
he's good.
He only had 12.
He probably averages what, 12?
Probably something like that. 11.
11. Okay.
So
they're all like, okay, they've got a good starting five. They're good, but again, last year they had an elite starting five. With those three guys alone, make any team elite. And then you throw in Chinyalu, Condon, Houck on top of those three guys. That's insane.
Houck was coming off the bench.
Yeah, exactly.
Because he was so good.
And so they
were just so good. I mean,
Xavier Lee. It doesn't match up to any of those three guys that left Florida.
Yeah.
And neither does Boogie Flynn, in my opinion. But
no, I agree.
Anyways, that's just my 2 cents on that. Upsets happen, so maybe this was just a one-off for Florida.
Yeah, it might be.
But to me, I see them being almost like a 10-loss team this year. Like when it's all said and done, like 10 losses. They had lost like 5 games last year total.
Yeah.
4, something like that. Just wild, man. I will say TCU again. They did play Michigan really tough, but they're not going to be a contender.
No.
TCU is not like.
No, they might not even make the tournament in March.
They're not going to be a Big 12 contender, much less a NCAA tournament.
I wouldn't even be surprised if they missed the tournament altogether because they're definitely going to be the bottom half. They're going to be bottom half of the Big 12, 100%.
Have to be. Anyways, that was shocking.
Yeah.
To see them lose. By the way, Michigan is at 1 in KenPom now.
Yeah.
I mean, after that showing, I don't know how you can't.
I think you got to keep them up there. I think you got to.
They're 1 on defense and 14 on offense. Okay, one other game I wanted to touch on here is Michigan State just continues to show out. They dominated North Carolina in the Fort Myers tip-off. They beat North Carolina by 16, 74-58.
Yeah.
And Jeremy Fears continues to be a really good player for them. He had 19 on 8 of 10 shooting.
And 7 assists.
And 2 of 3 from the free throw line. I still like Caleb Wilson. He's my player of the year in the ACC and freshman of the year. He dropped 18, 6 of 13 and from the field and 6 of 7 from the free throw line. He's a great player. The problem is I don't know if UNC is going to be a good team.
Yeah, I mean.
They've struggled against some like bad teams this year.
Yeah.
So far.
They got I think his name is Henry Vasar. Yeah. They got Henry Vasar from Arizona.
North Carolina?
Yeah. Center, he's a center. He's actually a really solid player, but he did not play well. I mean, he had 13.
Read their starting 5 for me, Dalton.
You got Caleb Wilson, Jaron Stevenson.
I forgot about
Luka Bogavac, if I'm pronouncing that correctly, and Kion Evans.
We'll go back to what's Jaron Stevenson doing?
Jaron Stevenson probably not doing too well. 8 points a game, 4 rebounds a game.
Better than Alabama.
Yeah. I was glad I'm not nothing against Jaron Stevenson. I don't dislike him as a person, but I was glad
you don't know him as a person.
I was glad he left Alabama.
So listen. The biggest discrepancy I'm looking here on this, Michigan State field goal percentage wise was 52% from the field. North Carolina was 38.
Yeah, and that 3-point percentage.
3-point, they only take 10 threes. That's it. They're not a 3-point shooting team, but they hit 5 of them. That's good. North Carolina shot 23, hit 4 threes. The field goal percentage difference is a big one, but also the points in the paint was won by Michigan State by 12.
Yeah.
So they beat them in 3s and 2s.
Something I told Dad last night about Michigan State is they're not going to wow you.
Never.
With the way they play.
Never.
And their starting 5 is not going to wow you. I mean, you'll probably see a highlight of Cohen Garr because he has a 50-inch vertical.
He can jump like crazy, but he's not even that good.
No.
Like, he's not like, dude, that's the best basketball player you've ever seen.
Yeah.
Nobody on their team is like an elite basketball player.
No.
You're just like NBA stud right there.
But
nobody.
they are they are so fundamental and they play so well together.
Play well together, exactly. They share the ball.
That's sometimes the recipe for college basketball.
They had 14 assists last night.
And Tom Izzo is a great coach, so that
They're
helps.
coached really well. They have a really good cohesion. It seems like they play for each other. They're happy when when the team wins.
Yes.
Right? They're unselfish. I'll be curious who the leading scorer is on Michigan State.
Yeah,
it's
probably Jackson Kohler if I had to guess.
15 or 16 points a game.
Yeah, I'm
and there's probably several who are around
quick.
like 10 points, I would say.
Jackson Kohler with 15 a game, 14.6 to be exact. Let me look at some other guys.
That's just if you just go to one of their next games, it'll show you who's the leading scorer. But
yeah, it's Jackson Kohler at 15 a game.
This team is shocking.
Yeah.
It's just shocking to see Michigan State because, again, you look at them on paper and you're like,
it's not a very good team.
This team is not great.
Yeah.
And they are. They look really good. They're 7-0. They've got wins against Kentucky and North Carolina. And I think they've got another decent win. But I think this is a contender.
Arkansas.
Yeah, that's what it was. Arkansas. By the way, Duke beat them last night. I forgot to mention that. Duke beat them.
But that was a really close game. I watched it. I don't know if you watched some of it or not.
Duke had it in control, but Arkansas made it interesting.
Yeah, in the second half, Arkansas took the lead and went up by like 6 or 7, I think.
Okay, I must have missed that part.
I couldn't help myself. Nobody's watching.
All right, cut the video. All right.
Michigan State, though, real quick, has Iowa next and then Duke. So
that'll be interesting. I would like to see them play Duke.
Yeah,
that'd be their best.
That is December 6th, Saturday.
I'm just shocked, but I can't. Why am I shocked? Because Tom Izzo's a great coach.
Yeah,
I don't know why I'm shocked. But anyways, they beat the brakes off of North Carolina. I don't think North Carolina ever had a shot in that game.
No, it doesn't seem like it.
From start to finish.
Scoring 58 is really bad.
What was the ending score to Duke, Arkansas, by the way?
Duke, Arkansas. Duke only won by 9. Final score 80-71.
I don't know what to make of Arkansas because we talked about how they should have lost to Winthrop.
Yes.
I think the refs gave them that game. They could have lost to Sanford. They're just weird, man. But then they lost to Michigan State. Then they hung with Duke for a lot of that game.
I'm trying to see how much they went up. So it was late in the game. I mean, early in the second half. 10 minutes left. They were up 7, 60-53.
North Carolina or
Arkansas. Yeah, up
wow.
60.
I'm shocked.
But here's what happened with 4 minutes left to go. The score was 68-64. So in 6 minutes, they only scored 2 baskets.
That was, you mean Duke took the lead?
68-60. Yeah.
Boozer's a great player, man.
Oh, yeah.
I wouldn't be shocked if he wins Player of the Year. He just doesn't look like
35 last night. 35.
When you look at him, he doesn't look like super athletic. Like.
Nope.
I don't know, like his build to me, maybe I'm wrong on that, but like he doesn't look like a Caleb Wilson or an AJ Divanza. Like the way he moves.
Even Cooper Flagg from last year.
But like he's so good.
He had 35 on 13 of 18, 2 of 4.
Holy cow.
2 of 4 from 3.
Great player.
Arkansas's best player is, I think, a transfer, if I remember correctly, Darius Acuff Jr.
Trevon Brazile. I thought he was a freshman. But
is he? Let me see. Acuff. He is a freshman. Never mind. I thought he was a transfer. He's a
freshman.
That's a really big. He's their best player.
He's a good player. I like Trevon Brazile. He's good too. But they have returners too, like Wagner's back, and he's been playing terrible.
Is it Kevin Knox? Is that his name? Carter Knox.
Carter Knox is good.
I'm pretty sure he's a
They
returner.
have a good roster, and they're just not that good. They played good last night, clearly.
Yeah.
They'll be a hard out in the SEC. Like they're gonna be tough.
And they're gonna upset some opponents, just like they did in March Madness this year.
I would guess they'll be like between the 4 to 6 range seeding wise in the SEC or the NCAA tournament. They'll finish like 5th in the SEC, 4th. Maybe.
I would agree with that.
Guess. Anyways, there were some big games. Go look at that Florida score right now, real quick. If you don't.
Yeah, Florida is up 69-57 now, so they're kind of taking control of that game. But Providence was hanging around for a little bit.
Guys, there are some big games coming up. Non-con is coming to an end. We got December. But there were some really, really big games coming up on the horizon. Like I know we're Alabama fans, but Dalton's pulling this up. Florida versus Duke is coming up on Tuesday night, right?
Yeah.
UConn versus Kansas coming up. North Carolina versus Kentucky. What'd you just mention? Michigan State and Duke is coming up.
That's on the 6th.
But Alabama is playing Arizona.
Yeah,
That is gonna on the. I thought that was the 6th.
Oh wait, it might be the 6th.
13th. I don't know.
I can't remember when it is.
There's some big games coming up in December.
A lot of big games.
And
we're going to talk about them. So follow along with us with those for sure.
Tell us your favorite moment of Feast Week. If you like the Players Era Festival, if you don't, comment below. Anything, honestly. But we appreciate you guys tuning in. Feast Week's always fun. It's changing with the Players Era Festival kind of taking over, and some of these other tournaments are not as good, but there's still some really good games.
Yeah.
I love that about college basketball. You don't really get that as much in college football, these insane non-conference games until you get to the playoff.
Yeah.
Like, I love that about this. You can afford losing in college basketball.
And something else that I like about college basketball is I watched Arizona play USC. I watched that whole game. And it was a great game.
Arizona State,
Arizona State play USC, and it was a great game. It was a lot of fun. But if you were to say, like, oh, I'm going to watch Arizona State's playing USC in football tonight, the only people who are going to watch that are those fan bases.
Yeah.
So that's another great thing about college basketball is, like, everyone, especially during this time of year, like when football's kind of winding down, people dive into these games because it's just there's something about the atmosphere around college basketball that I love too.
Love it, man.
Thank y'all for
been awesome.
If you're watching live, thank y'all for hopping in. I'm gonna say it again. Please subscribe. I'm gonna say it a million times. Subscribe. We are trying to grow this channel.
We'll get there, hopefully.
I'm gonna make an Instagram.
Appreciate you guys.
Follow us on Instagram as well.
And podcasts are coming soon. We're adding these to a podcast soon. So check Apple Podcasts, Spotify Podcasts, wherever you get your podcasts. Check in with us soon. We'll be up hopefully soon. Hope everybody have a great Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
And happy holidays. God bless.
God bless everyone. God bless